Hello friends, welcome back to Toppers World. In this video, I'm going to share my views regarding how can we improve our listening band score. Friends, when I first time appeared in listening exam, and at that time I was confident enough that I would be able to get 7.5 or 8 band in listening, but the result was totally different. I managed to get only 6 band, and there were a number of reasons. It was really very embarrassing situation for me, that being English teacher and I got just 6 band in IELTS listening module. So whenever somebody asked me about my score, then it was quite uncomfortable for me to tell them the truth that I got only 6 band. There are a number of reasons why I got 6 band. First reason was that I was overconfident, that I thought that my English is good, and so my listening is also good, and I would be able to get 8 or 8.5 band easily. But the actual exam situation, when I sat in the exam and listened the questioning or conversation or the all the talks there, that was something beyond my understanding. The nervousness was there, and moreover my preparation was not enough. I just prepared for 5-6 listenings and thought that I'm a master in listening, and the actual result showed me the bitter reality that I am not anywhere near to 8 or 9 band. So I felt really embarrassed at that time. Then I decided to prepare logically, systematically, and paid more attention. I did some smart work. I focused on my spellings, I focused on my grammar, and I also focused on certain things that I was not able to comprehend in my first listening test. So in this video, I'm going to share my own experience, how I improved from 6 to 8.5 band in listening, and I also going to suggest you certain things that you should keep in mind while doing listening practice. In order to improve my own score, what I first thing did, that I started reading the questions in advance. Not only read the questions, but also underline the keywords. Underline keywords. It's very important, because it's not possible to remember all the question. So if we do underlining, we can clearly see what we have to listen in the script, so it becomes a bit easier for us. And second thing is that we cannot do 3 things together, like as reading the question, listening the script, and writing. So reading part must be done in advance, and we should have 2 to 3 questions we should read in advance. And when you start listening, and they say that this part there are 5 questions, you are going to read question number 5 to 10. In such time you should read more questions, and when they give you time to recheck, don't recheck, you go for another 2, 3, 4 questions. So the basic mantra or secret is that you should have 2, 3, 4 questions in your mind, and also underline the keywords. This is very important. The second thing that I had started doing, that was speculating the answer. When we get blanks, and some blanks are there where we have to write 1 word, sometimes we have to write 2 words. So when the blanks are there, you need to speculate or think in advance what kind of answer could be here, or is there, I have to write money like dollars or pounds, or I have to write any date, or I have to write any name or time of the day. So such kind of speculations or predictions should be done in advance, and this will help you to focus and listen the right thing or right wording from the script that is being told by the speakers over there in the listening. So always try to speculate the answer, especially in the blanks. This is really very, very important. Those who don't do this thing, they're not able to get the right answer. So next thing is, we have to work a lot on pronunciation part. Pronunciation means that the people that talk there in the script, either they are Americans, Australians, or from England. So it's very difficult or very hard for us to understand what they say, especially the certain numbers, like suppose if they say 16 or 60, it's very difficult for us to distinguish. It seems same to us, 90, or 19. So for such kind of numerals you need very hard practice. Listen again and again such part of, while practicing, where they tell the dates or amounts or time, because it's difficult for Asians to understand whether in the script they are saying 16 or 60, 14 or 40, because the sound is almost same. So we have to pay more attention to this part. English spellings are very tricky. It's very difficult for non-English speaking people to make judgments regarding spellings. For example, the word like chocolates, so it's like a chocolates, but we say chocolates. Or February is quite February, February. Restaurant, but we used to speak restaurant, it's a restaurant. So we should be familiar with different kind of tongue twisting words which have very awkward, I shouldn't say awkward, but unusual spellings, and we have to practice hard about these spellings. And there are certain words which sound same but the spellings are different. For example, effect, its spelling and effect spelling almost, sound is almost same, but there is a difference of E and A. But suppose if you have to write this and you write this in the spelling in the blanks, you will get wrong answer. So for such kind of spellings you need a little bit knowledge of grammar, because the first effect is noun and second effect is verb. Then you have to check that you need in the blank verb or a noun, and suppose there is a verb, then you will write effect starting with A, and if you need a noun over there as working as a subject and object in the sentence, then you have to write this. Like for example, what are the effects of pollution? So what are the effects of pollution? You will write this. And pollution affects us, and you will write this in such kind of sentences where it is working as a verb. So be careful regarding those words which have almost same kind of sounds, and also learn about some tricky spellings like accommodation. This word is quite common. I have also made a video regarding the common spellings or common words that appear in listening test, so you can go through that video and practice on the daily basis. Dictation is the best way to do. You can tell your any friend or brother sister at home to dictate you words, and if you do dictation, definitely it is going to help you in overcoming your spelling problems. In listening spellings, having correct spellings, knowledge of correct spelling is very essential. Another area where you need to focus a lot, that is whether you write a noun in singular form or plural form. Many students make mistake, even I also made this mistake a number of times, that whether the answer should be in singular or plural. And what can you help over here? That certain knowledge of grammar. If you have some knowledge of grammar, you can overcome this. For example, in present indefinite tense, we know that there is a first form of verb plus s or es. In case your subject is singular, then your verb will have s or es form. So if the blank word you have to fill any verb, then you have to check it that whether you need to write, for example, he dash in a factory. So you need to fill here works. How you will know that? Subject is he, and the sense is present indefinite tense over there. Then you need to add s over here. Suppose you the blank is already given here. The question is in this form: dash work in factory. So the script says boy. So boy is not possible here because in the verb there is no s. So you need to write boys. Boys work in factory, or maybe factories, depending upon the question. Now look at this blank. Admission is closed for. Suppose the answer is new. So it will be new student. It's wrong. It will be new students. automatically you have to think that admission cannot be closed for one single student. It would be for a group of students. So admission is closed for new students. So such things you have to perceive, you have to speculate in advance that here the answer will be in the single or in the plural form. Attempting MCQs is also a hard job in listening, because in MCQs there is one question and 3, 4, 5 options are given, and it's very difficult to read all the options because it takes time, and the question is for 1 mark and you have to read 4, 5 options. So how it can be done? You should be, first of all mentally prepared for such kind of questions, that there would be some MCQs, and when you read all the options you quickly underline the keywords over there. Then listen to the script, and when any option is being told over there, they will speak about all the options, but the consent would be particularly to anyone. So when you feel that they are talking about any particular keyword like pink rose, as for example there is a pink rose and you have underlined that, so but they change their opinion about that. When the opinion will be changed, you should put the cross, and which opinion matches exactly with the statement, you put a tick on that, and that is your right answer. But this is a really very hard job to do. It's very easy to preach somebody or tell somebody about MCQs, but when you actually do, there are some problems, and it requires lot of practice and lot of patience on your part. And the only secret or mantra is that you have to underline the keywords that may help you in attempting MCQs. And the next thing is that they speak all the options. In Australia, New Zealand, in many other countries, they speak O to 0, and in Asia we say 0 as a 0, but they say O to 0. So whenever you are going to write some numbers like pin codes or telephone numbers, and when they say that 7900, it means that 79001010. So be familiar with such kind of things in listening. The last thing I would like to say that listening depends on is concentration. You cannot afford for a single moment to divert your mind to something else. Just focus what is being told in the your headphones or your earphones, and your eyes should always be on your question sheet. And if suppose for a moment you are not able to listen, or something was told there and you are not able to grab, leave that and focus on next question. If you keep on thinking about and grudging about that I was not able to listen, you will miss many other questions. After the completion of listening, you will get 10 minutes time, and in that 10 minutes you have to transfer the answers. This is in pen paper based IELTS exam. In computer based, you will not get extra 10 minutes time. So transfer your answer very carefully, and don't make a mistake of changing your order. Many times students change the order, and they put their question number 8, answer of question number 8 in 7, and after that all the answers move one step ahead, and that is a big blunder mistake, and they will lose that battle of IELTS listening. So be careful that you should write answers carefully at their proper places, and that should also be in proper shape. Capital letters are advisable. You should write your all answer in capital letters, and that is beneficial, because otherwise in small letters sometimes students make a mistake like R and S, they write same. So it will be difficult for the examiner to check it, and they will cross it wrong. For certain answers you need to write currency mark like dollar or pound, or for time like AM and PM. If dollars are already written there, for example, if any question number is 9, suppose the dollar is written, then you need to fill the amount only. If dollar is not written, sign is not put up there, then you have to put the sign over there, or you can write dollars in the end. Okay, and similarly for the time, like 7:30, if AM PM is already there, then you will only put the time. If it's not there, then you have to write depending upon the time they are talking about. So if you take care of all these things in listening, you will get your desired dream result. I will just give you a guarantee for that, because I also worked on such things and my score improved after that. I hope that you will like this video, and if you like this video, please share it with others. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.